On the international political stage, it's the equivalent of hitting the campaign trail.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Antonio Guterres, answering questions from member states and civil society groups submitted ahead of time on video. He's making his case for a second term as UN Secretary General. What's happening in the General Assembly Hall is what the United Nations refers to as an informal interactive dialogue. The idea was to make the Secretary General selection process more open, but given Antonio Guterres is the only candidate for the job, the outcome seems to be a foregone conclusion. A handful of applicants are challenging that assumption, however. 7 have declared their own candidacy to reach the UN's top floor in 2022.
Why do you think you are qualified for this job?
There are some reasons.
Among them, Rosalía Arteaga, the first woman vice president and, for a brief period, president of Ecuador.
I'm still fighting because I strongly believe that the words and the feelings of the civil society has to be listened in the United Nations.
But her backers say she lacks a process to be heard. Forward is a London-based advocacy group claiming thousands of supporters who demand change.
We have no opportunity to debate, present our statement, and be part of the process.
What we wanted to do was send shockwaves to the UN. The process and the lack of democracy hasn't evolved since its creation, which is a huge problem in itself. And an additional problem is the fact that we've had 76 years of male secretary generals.
The Security Council has an outsized role in the process. Its permanent members must agree on a candidate before referring him or her to the General Assembly for approval.
If the two presidents of the General Assembly and the Security Council doesn't write a joint letter, even if a country presents somebody as a candidate, not necessarily becomes a candidate. So, important thing is the joint letter.
The General Assembly president concedes the process is not spelled out in the UN Charter. Guterres has pointed out that more than half of his executive team are women. For now, it appears that's as close as any will get to leading this organization. Kristen, Saloomey, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.